Yo, what's good, everybody? How y'all doing today? Oh yeah, somebody walking to a setup. Hope it wasn't me. Hold on, let me check it out. What's going on? Okay, okay. So my man made that first banana pudding. Oh man, yo, happy start to the holiday season. This is that time where holidays don't really become official to me until right after Thanksgiving. That's when it becomes official. I notice my schedule starts to get a little lighter. People aren't tripping as much. Deadlines are not as solid as they used to be, well, unless they're trying to get something in before, of course, Christmas. But the holiday season for me is probably the most chill time, simply because you think about it, we work so much. We have so many things that we're trying to get done on a daily basis. And that turns into weeks, months, and sometimes years. And so the holiday season is a time that we get a chance to let our hair down, relax a little bit, get around family and friends, and just enjoy some of the fruit of our labor. And so that's why the holidays is really a big deal to me. And so there's a lot of moving pieces in most of our lives. And so we've talked about for the last couple of weeks now communication. We're really going into our second week with communication this week. And now we talked about the five love languages last Wednesday as we gear up for, how to relate more to one another. We talked about the communication styles being aggressive versus passive aggressive. We talked about, and we just skimmed over the surface of a lot of these because this is a morning show. It's personal development, but it's also a morning show. I want to keep your days light without getting too deep into the weeds. And so, I guess we'll do a small recap before we get into today. But we talked about the five love languages, and one of those was words of affirmation. Another was quality time. A third was acts of service. Fourth was gifts. And five was physical touch. Did anybody actually go to the fivelovelanguages.com and redo their love language, redo their assessment? Oh man, yeah, I was a little late. I was a little late posting today. I was a little late posting. Okay, test. Yes. Okay, great. Did yours change? Did yours change, or were you still the same as you were before? But yeah, I was. It's been a busy. I had a very eventful Thanksgiving. Very eventful Thanksgiving. A lot of things happened. A lot of moving pieces. Thanksgiving was good. When I say we ate and ate and ate and ate and ate, somebody told me Thanksgiving calories didn't count. That's one of the last words I heard before I left work. Ah, see, it did change. So, what were you, Monique, and what did you change to? Because in life, we do go through seasons where we need one thing more than another, and some things vibrate with us higher than another. And so, yeah, while I'm waiting on that response, um, yeah, Toronto, I was, man. Listen, there's a lot of things happening this weekend. I got spent time with my granddaughter, and that was a trip. She's definitely growing. She's definitely becoming her own independent self, and got to spend a lot of time with her. And I actually, oh, they lied about the calories. No, man. Hey, you know, your girl told me that, man. She told me calories, Thanksgiving calories don't count. You might see them for a few minutes, but in a couple of days they're gone. So yours stayed the same. Yeah. So last night, you know how you get too much rest, and I rested, and I got a little too much sleep that I woke up this morning. I was tired. I think I overcharged my batteries just a little bit, but neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. So D Rob said he made his first banana pudding. Did I read that right? Did I read that right? My God, did you make a banana pudding? And everybody loved it. Yes, sir. Now, my question. What my question for you, D Rob? Was it from scratch, or did you just make the pudding and with the wafers and a couple bananas? Did you actually put it in the oven to bake it? Did you make the little the meringue topping and whip it out and brown it on the top in the oven? I want to know how intense you were with this banana pudding. So yes, indeed, I love it. I love it. No, my favorite dessert used to be banana pudding, and my mom made it from scratch. And so I used to watch her make it, and the only thing I would say was I've gotten I've eaten it so much now that I don't get as excited for the banana pudding because my mom literally would make it like once a month for years. Okay, nah, from scratch this time. Hey, shout out to YouTube, bro. Acts of service 33, physical touch 27. Oh, okay. Quality time 13. Oh, wow. Gifts 3. Yeah, man. So mine is pretty much the same as yours, except we would need to switch out quality time for physical touch. Yeah, but everything else is the same on it. I mean, we are pretty much identical, just flopping those two, quality time and physical touch. Said, nah, them calories count as soon as I. He said 5 minutes after you got that plate, you had the itis. So those calories definitely counted. Well, yeah, that's the rule. If you go to sleep on it, then you make them count. But if you get up and you start go play some spades or something, go kick the ball around the yard, they don't count as bad. So I wish I could post the screenshots. Ooh, don't do that. Don't do that to her. Don't do that to her. Well, yeah, man. We didn't do a traditional Thanksgiving this year, and we typically don't do traditional Thanksgivings because I mean turkey is cool, but I get tired of that dry bird sometimes. And no matter how much you inject it, I mean, unless you frying it, if you fry it or smoke it, then it's pretty tender and juicy. Any other way, it's don't really suit me that well. Although this year, what I did do is before I tell you what the main meal was, this year I we bought a turkey breast and we just put it in a crock pot and slow cooked it for like 12, 18 hours, something like that. And I used that to make some hash. If no, you from the country, from the south, you know what hash is. And it was great the next day over some biscuits, and even it was even good over even the stuffing that we had. But what we did this year was we did a almost like a southern cookout kind of theme for Thanksgiving. We had deep fried ribs. Yeah, we had some deep fried ribs. We had still had the yams, still had the mac and cheese. We had some greens, all kind of greens. The wife had put her foot in them greens too. Mm, yes, she did. We also had what else we had was another meat. We had fried chicken, um ice cream, pecan pie. I mean, we had a little bit of everything. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. And we were actually in a loading phase, which means we had to eat a lot. Because we do this dietary regimen a couple times a year, and it allows us 2 days to really load, where we actually just get it in, literally get it in as much as we can handle. Minimum like 5,000 calories. Somebody gonna be like, "What?" Yeah. But now we're back. We're in the losing phase, starting actually yesterday. Yesterday, the day before yesterday, Saturday was us starting our losing phase, and so I'm already down a pound. From where I was when I started on Friday Thursday. I'm down a pound already. So the goal is next 2 weeks. I probably drop about another 8 to 10 pounds. We'll see how it go. But anyway, you said mom tried to play spades with us. I didn't know how to play. We played. Oh, y'all play Uno. Wow. You go from spades to Uno flip. Come on, Monique. Come on, cuz. Oh, man. Oh, Blaskin in the building. What up, Blaskin? Good to have you back in the spot. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so what we're going to talk about today. We're gonna save the spicy for tomorrow. Today, we want to introduce the topic. We want to ease into the topic, and so today, let's talk a little bit about, as we're going into this holiday season. Some of the biggest, baby says she has a detox headache in full swing. Yeah, mine wasn't too bad. I had one last time. This time I didn't have a detox headache this time. But going into the holidays, man, there's a thing called holiday stress. And I just, all the great things I said about the holiday season, you get the time off, you get time to relax, to release a little bit, be around family and friends. And that's an amazing time, but it's also very stressful. It is very stressful being around your family for prolonged periods of time. Sometimes, not all the time, just depending on, what happens. Because family dynamics change from year to year. Your kids go from, like, I was talking to my oldest daughter over the weekend, and she was saying how she enjoys Christmas morning because her daughter is 4, and so she gets a real big kick out of watching her open presents and all of those things. And I'm thinking, like, yeah, wow, yeah, I remember. That age is so great because kids are literally excited about getting a $2 gift wrapped up. Just ripping the paper off was exciting to them. And for parents, it's like, wow, no matter what, they get excited just to do that. But the older they get, the gifts tend to get a little bit more expensive. They're a little less excited sometimes. And the feeling isn't quite the same. So every year, there's kids going into believing that there's a Santa Claus to not believing that there's a Santa Claus. There's competition with other family members, things happening. So now your children may not be as close to you or around you, or everybody's coming to your house and you got to deal with all the stress of hosting, cooking, making sure everybody has what they need, or you're traveling and now you're out of your comfort zone, but you're in a better environment to relax in, but it's still stress because traffic and getting there, the money that you're spending. Good morning, Kay. Is that Oreo cookies and socks? Man, listen. Let me trade. I got one I can trade with you with, cause woo, Oreo cookies and socks. I got a call last night talking about, hey, I need a new phone. I want that 15. No, bruh. But anyway, so yeah, there's a lot of holiday stress, a lot of things that's going on. So today I want to talk about setting those boundaries, not just in communications, but just in general. Because family can be stressful. The people that know you the best, the people who have the most intimate relationship with you, are the ones that can do the most damage sometime. I'm an amen myself on that. The people that know you the best and love you the most can oftentimes cause the most stress. That is facts. I used to have this saying. That and who is calling me at 8 on my 855 number first thing in the morning? I have no idea, but we can't talk to you right now. Don't mess up my stream. Because y'all know I'm on this Mac system. And these Mac systems, it'll ring on my phone, it'll ring on my iPad, it'll ring on my computer and my watch. Mac like to make sure they all say that you don't miss no information. But anyway, I used to have this saying, yeah, gift cards for sure, right? But it's not as fun, right? Giving a gift card is cool. They take and they're happy, but that holiday thing, that gift giving thing is not as fun as it was when they were under 10. And for some people, that's stressful. Because we're talking about the expectations, right? We all have an expectation. We grew up celebrating Christmas a certain way. We grew up celebrating Thanksgiving a certain way, or our birthdays was celebrated a certain way. And then as we get older and now we want to pass that tradition on to our children, guess what? Times has changed, culture has changed. You might be in a different relationship, not in a relationship. The person you were in the cover season with last year is not there anymore. Times change. And so we got to learn how to find that balance. Monique says, I am that person, trying not to offend anyone and maintain the peace and balance in my home. Had to tell my family there's a system to my madness. Yeah. I mean, I've had holiday seasons to where I was praying for January 3rd to hurry up and get here. Because I was ready to go back to work. I was tired of having to entertain. I was tired of traveling and visiting people. I was tired of seeing people. Now, y'all know my past, you know. I might be a little antisocial, just a little bit. But being somewhat anti, I've learned boundaries. I've learned how to set boundaries in what I will and what I won't do, where I'm not going, what I'm not putting up with, but also what I need to do, what I must do, and what I must endure. There's definitely a juggling act with it. Oh, see, I told you that's my sister right there, Monique. Yep. Birds of a feather. There can be a house full and will get missing. Yeah. Oh, that is so me. That is so me. So let me ask this question. That chick, yeah. Let me ask this. Um, check the. Ooh. As Bobby said, check the garage. Yeah, I'll be in the garage, man. I go out in the garage. I'll grab me a cigar. I grab me a little, a little something to sip on. And I said I'll just be relaxing. But D. Rob asked a really good question. He said, "How do you acknowledge boundaries to someone?" That's a really man. D. Rob be coming with the questions. So basically, man, when you trying to set boundaries, first you need to make sure that you have them already imprinted into yourself, meaning you know exactly what behaviors trigger you. You know exactly what people trigger you. And so you create a plan before you get around those people, before you go into that circumstance that says this. If this happens, I need you either be out, I need to say something, or I need to get an understanding before it happens. Now, I give 3 examples because it could be a lot. You could be going to an event with someone that you're riding with, and you can't just leave. So that person, you may need to get an understanding and say, "Hey, man, last year or last time, this thing, or I noticed this thing, it triggers me, and I feel a way about it. So when we get there, if this happens, if I break out, I'm probably gonna be over here. You know, you come get me before we leave. You know, it's kind of getting that understanding of, you know, what triggers you and what you're going to do about it, and then incorporating whoever you're with. But if you go somewhere and you drove, then you go in the door, and this is what I say when I go in the door. "Hey, everybody, how y'all doing?" "Oh, man, yeah, man, I got some stuff I got to take care of. I'm going to hang out for a little bit, though. You know, I had to come spend some time with you, you know, but I'm going to be out for too long, though." They be like, "Oh, what time you gotta leave, baby? What time you gotta leave?" I said, "About an hour or so, but I got time. Let me grab a plate. Let's talk." And we sit down and we grab that plate. And for some reason, that hour, I get the most out of that hour that sometimes I don't even want to leave after it's up. But because I set the boundary, I will leave. Sometimes I don't, and I generally regret it because I stay too long and somebody flip that switch. um but yeah, so and it was somebody that I'm gonna be with specifically, and they trigger me at a point. Well, sometimes that's just a hard conversation to have. I used to go the other way where I would not have the conversation. I just disappear. I pop smoke on them in a minute. But now I've gotten to the space where I realize whether I disappear is going to be a problem or whether I say something is going to be a problem. So I'd rather say something and that they know and I know. And now we can move forward from that. But not saying anything typically doesn't work well because people will take for granted. They'll think you just being antisocial. They'll think you just in a mood and you just somebody who don't want to get along, play nice with others. So sometimes you just have to just be upfront with it. Hey man, look, bruh, I got love for you, but when you start doing this and you start going here with it, bruh, I feel away, bruh. I be wanting to put pause on you. So I mean, can we do something different this year? I mean, unless you want these pause. I mean, I try to keep it friendly as much as possible, but don't always work out that way. Don't always work out that way. Let's see. Toronto Riggins said, D, also be disciplined with your boundaries. Set them and don't allow anyone to cross or change what you have already set. Nothing like boundaries. I correct my triggers with that individual. Be consistent with your boundaries and don't change them. Yep. That's exactly what it's called. It's called being assertive. Being assertive. Sometimes when you don't say anything and you just kind of let it just go, but then you act out, they call that being passive aggressive. And I've been guilty of doing that because sometimes some conversations you don't want to have with certain people because you don't want to set them off. You don't want to be the catalyst for the day going bad. So you just kind of endure it. But it generally doesn't work. You have to teach people how to treat you. That's one of my favorite sayings. You have to teach people how to treat you. What up, Dre? So, but yeah, that's just one of the things that that I help deal with the holiday stress. Getting around family. Setting boundaries. It is a big key. But also, it's something that we do here every morning. Is we set those gratitudes. We do the gratitudes, man. We get in a space where when you become grateful for what you have, what's going on tends to become a little less dramatic because you realize that it could have been another way. You realize that yeah, my auntie get on my nerves. However, I'm glad she's still here because so many other people lost their moms, their aunties. And I just told y'all last week about a coworker who lost her husband, who who lost her husband. The couple days before Thanksgiving. Dre, bro, I ain't mad at you, man. You ain't not have done a thing, man. You ain't done not one thing. Why you think I'm mad with you, bro? Nah, you good money over here, baby. You good money. Not mad at all. But yeah, practicing those gratitudes, man. Those gratitudes will help change your mood, help keep your spirits high, keep you in a place that um oh nah, bro, I'm good. I'm glad you pulled up, bro. Nah, you good. Better late than never is what they say, right? Yeah. So yeah, finding that outlet. I'm sorry, I don't want to my third. That's my third point. Finding an outlet. So we talked about setting boundaries. We talked about gratitudes, and we do gratitudes every day here anyway, which we're gonna do in a few minutes anyway. Um, but yes, the next thing is finding an outlet. Blasting said, "Closed mouth don't get fed, whether it's eating or learning." There you go. There you go. That's what it is. And so, how many of y'all got an outlet? Something that y'all do just for you. Time that you take to get away just for you without anybody else, unless the other person is your outlet. How many people, how many of y'all have an outlet? My outlet, as you know, is fishing. And yes, I will fish whether it's 0 degrees outside or it's 102. Don't matter to me. I just like being out there. Matter of fact, it was -2 one time. And I was sitting there, when I set my line out in the water, hop my butt back in the truck, I cut me a little audio book on or some whatever playlist I was listening to. And I just watch chess. That's what I'm talking about, Dre. Chess. Black says, I have a twin moment. A twin moment? Is that a typo or am I not understanding the context? A twin moment. But yeah, man, I sit in my truck and I watch my line do that, and then I go get it, reel a fish in, and fish still bite when it's cold, y'all. Country girl, target practice. That's what I'm talking about. Target practice. Definitely have an outlet or two. Country girl life. I like that. But there has to be some outlet that we have. Something that we can actually get away and be off to ourselves, to just regroup, to strategize, to exhale the nonsense of our days sometime. And some, because family, and it ain't always just family. Family is stressful. However, family is also a stress reliever. Sometimes I need to get around my family when I need to feel whole, when I need to feel connected. I need to get around my family. So I don't want to, put it out there that family is a negative space, but we know family can be stressful. We know it definitely can be stressful. Oh, okay. Yep, a twin moment. I got you. And so what are some of y'all biggest holiday stressors? Is it the like gift buying? Is it shopping? Is it time off work? Because when you ain't working, you ain't making money. That used to be mine as a freelancer. It would get real dry around this time, and I would literally only have maybe 2 or 3 jobs between this time and the end of the year, when I'm normally working 20 to 30 jobs, and I'm down to 3 because of the holidays. Nobody's doing production work during the holiday seasons because it's the holidays. People trying to be home with their families. The reservoir is a great place too. Cooking, writing, dressing up. I like it. People. Kay said people emphatically. So is that a people from the point of people stress you out or people help you get rid of your stress? Which one is it? People stress you out or they help you get rid of your stress? Which one is it? Just making sure parents are okay. Okay, I see it. I see it. I like it. Neither for me, because the only thing I really want to do is be around my family because I work year round so that I can actually enjoy these moments. That's what I'm talking about. Can't say that stress out completely TF out. Monique says too many people in the house trying to make sure everyone is good and being in tune with my little one's need. as well as my husband's needs. Yeah, man. That is I don't know. I don't really have that issue as much because I have taught people how to treat me for so long that I never get too much of anybody anymore. Now it's like the opposite now. It's like, hey, I'm almost saying, hey, I need y'all to come around a little bit more. And it's kind of I'm in a weird place with that because I find my solace in my fortress of solitude sometimes, most of the time. But as I'm getting older, I'm noticing that I want to be around more people. Not that many more, but around more people. I'm tending to be a little more tenderhearted now than I used to be. And so I'm wondering, is it an age thing that this kind of happens to guys? I got to talk to some of my OGs about it. But shopping don't really stress me out. Toronto Regan says, I don't allow myself to be stressed out during the holidays. My kids are out the house, so for me, I embrace my peace. Let's see. Monique says they both have. I don't mind saying what others won't, but I'm trying to say it better. I got you. I got you. Yeah, so I'm in that space too where I'm changing. I'm growing. I'm becoming a better version of myself. And because I'm changing, I'm kind of wanting to get more people around me, my children especially, because I do want to I love walking my children through my life and showing them my pitfalls, giving them the game from that perspective. Husband and sons have that help me look on their faces. Mama, please help me. Oh yeah, I definitely know that look as well. Um, yeah, I'm struggling because I'm changing, and the person that I used to be, I'm not necessarily that guy anymore. And I'm changing in so many different ways, and I'm changing so fast. At least over the last 5 years, that my life is kind of turned upside down in some ways for the good. But I'm still trying to adjust to it. So some of the things that would stress me out typically is not the weather. It's not really the traffic as much because I don't really fight with the traffic. I'll drive 30 minutes out of the way just to stay out of traffic, and it don't bother me because depending on where you live, traffic is getting worse and worse anyway. But what used to get me was unrealistic expectations. Unrealistic expectations, expecting things to be like they were, expecting people to be the same people, expecting my children to be this or to be that. Having unrealistic expectations used to put me in a place where I was never happy during the holidays because I expected to either relive a moment or to recapture moments that has passed. Like when my children got older, and I told you about them tearing gifts apart, trying to get to the wrapping apart, trying to get to the gift. It's like they don't do that anymore. It's like now I'm cash apping them more. I'm gift carding them up, and it's like now they got their own little lives, little girlfriends, boyfriends, and they got other places that they're trying to go. So trying to recapture those moments can be a little stressful. What Dre say? Um, okay, all right, hey, okay. Shopping. You like to hit the casino a little bit. I got you. Whoa, that's deep, bro. Using what they showed me. As I get older, I learn what mine was supposed to show me. Oh, that's facts, bro. That's facts. And so your life is changing in a way too. Then you are you are getting a a bird's eye view to not just my life but other people in this chat, and everybody has their stuff. Everybody has their situation that they go through. And so now, because we're on this process of growing and changing and becoming better versions of ourselves, we are we have this community now of people that we can bounce stuff off of. We can hold the mirror up and say, okay, this person is doing this person is doing that. Which path looks good to me? And if no path looks good to me, what would I do differently? We're in a good community here, Dre, that regardless of what you've been through, because you're still here, you got the chance to do something different. You have the chance to find a better family, find better connections, more agreement, more people that want to see you be successful. That's right. I love it. Staying free, baby. That's it. And it's a choice. It's a choice that we all make every day. It's a choice that we all make every day. Yep. And talking about, man, I just talked about the money challenge that I was having. What I was talking about, I was headed that way. So the money challenge that I used to have was I would have to save. I had to make sure I was really good with the finances because February through October, those were the prime months that I could work. But November got real slow. December was a crawl. January was like, yeah. So 3 months out of the year, there was no income coming in. So I would get real stressed going to the holiday season. I would grab those purse strings super tight, super tight. And so when the kids would want something, especially as they got older, it was like, nah, we ain't gonna do this, but we can do that. You know, I'm making these compromises, trying to set these boundaries. But then I would end up feeling bad because I couldn't get them what they wanted. So how did I fix that? Because it wasn't so much about the gift, because I would have gotten that gift any other month during the year. For me, it was the money. So I made the decision, okay, I'm gonna hustle up something just for them, just money just for them. So I'm not even counting this money. And that's gonna take away the stress that I have. So that was one tip that I did. That was also a boundary for me. So unrealistic expectations and money challenges. Those were my two biggest stressors. I never had to think about being alone or feeling lonely on the holidays, but I know some people have that. So if you are one of those people who have the need to be around other people and you feel lonely if not a bunch of people's around, then how do you maneuver through that? How do you get around family or get around friends or coordinate something, some kind of groups, some kind of meetups? This is how you create your boundaries and you set your guidelines. Um, you know what I said we were gonna do gratitude. We done blew right past gratitudes, but I got three more things I want to talk to you guys about today. And then tomorrow we're gonna get a little spicy starting tomorrow. All right, so let's get into these gratitudes. I'm grateful, y'all. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for all the things, all the people, all the family. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the journey, past, present, and future. I'm grateful for 2023, the lessons that I've learned, the new friends that I've made, the new family that has come into my circle. I'm grateful. for business opportunities, for growth, for partnerships. I'm grateful to expand. I'm grateful to have people that love me, rely on me, and trust me. I'm grateful to be in a space that is unique to me. It fits me. I feel a sense of belonging and a sense of value. So I'm grateful. And one of the things that we can do to be grateful when we start to feel stressed, when we start to feel like the walls may be closing in on us a little bit, there's this thing called mindfulness. And I know most of you are familiar with it, and we talked about it, early on during the show. But being mindful is really akin to doing those gratitudes. And being mindful is something that I do when I start thinking about stuff too long, or I start dwelling on things too long. And sometimes it may not be healthy things. It may be a past hurt. It could be a current hurt. It could be something that just takes me out of the forward trajectory or that higher vibration. Excuse me. And what I've learned to do is, if I can't get around like you guys are in the group, if I can't get around, another friend that's close by, or I don't want to talk on the phone to anybody, I do this exercise. It's called a mindfulness exercise. And the whole goal of it is to not to avoid having thoughts, but it's to control my thoughts for a few minutes. Just to control my thoughts, to guide them in another area, and then feel gratitude for those things. There was there used to be a bunch of these sayings that, I was mad, or I was ungrateful because I had shoes on that with holes in it. I had shoes on had holes in it, until I met a man who had no shoes. And then all of a sudden I was grateful for the shoes that I had, even with the hole. And so those sayings like that, they always caught my eye, because it really made me realize what is the important thing. What are the main things? I may have had this tragedy in my life. I may have lost loved ones along the way, but I'm still here. And because I'm still here, I'm going to make something of my life. I'm going to make those people proud of me. Even when I'm driving and my thoughts aren't acting right. They constantly from one extreme to the other extreme. I start just being mindful of, I just wiggle my toes, and I'll literally feel my toes as I'm wiggling them. Just not just focusing on my toes and what it actually feels like. And then I'll flex my feet and make my calves, and I just feel my calves, and I just flex my quads and my hams, and I just feel them. And as I go up my body, I'm realizing that some parts of my body is so tense. I realize that some parts of my body they're not cooperating, right? And so now I spend more time on that part of the body, like my wrist. I might have tension in my forearm, and I start rubbing my forearm, and I just, I'm being mindful of my body. And I finding out that I carry stress in my shoulders. I'm carrying stress in my forearms. Sometimes in my quads, I carry stress. I'm carrying stress. And so I'm learning about my body. So now when I go to stretch, I start doing some yoga. I start focusing on certain areas in my yoga practice, which, if you can call it a practice, I don't do it often, but when I do, it's certain areas that I focus on, because I know I carry stress in those areas. And so it's just it's a whole process. It's a whole journey of this personal development stuff. Getting your mind and your body on the same page is not an easy task. It's not an easy task. But when you get it there, you will find yourself operating at a level that you are not accustomed to. Also, one thing I like to do is focus on the positives. It's the same thing as the gratitudes, but it's slightly different. Focusing on the positive for me is when I just see a car going down the street, and I'll say, man, that car look clean right there, boy. Whoo, somebody put some work in on that car. It's a positive thing. Somebody took the time to wash their car, to polish their car, and I'm noticing it. I'm noticing. I'm giving people their flowers when I see them. Hey, bro, I like that shirt, bro. Where you get that from? Oh man, you look beautiful today, sweetie. Yeah, oh, great smile. You know, focusing on the positive stuff. Man, I look good today, bro. Shoot. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Finding ways to be positive. So you focus on the positive, whether it's yourself, whether it's somebody else, whether it's something, your furry family member. Ooh, that coat looking good today there, buddy. And you give him a big rub and a big hug. That'll brighten up his day for sure. And the final thing was focusing on taking time for yourself. Taking time for yourself. Sometimes it's good to get away from the crowd, getting away from the people, and just getting off to yourself and being in your own thoughts. I often tell my children, nobody lives in your body but you. Nobody knows how you feel but you. Nobody feels what you feel but you. So you have to be conscious of what you're feeling, how you're feeling, and then also why you're feeling what you're feeling. Because if you don't know, nobody outside you don't know either because they don't feel it. Only you know how much pain you're in. Only you know how much stress you're under. Nobody knows that. So you have to take that time for yourself to be by yourself, to just love on you. Oh yeah, I like it, bro. I like it. Hey, I'm telling you, it's a real thing. Drive to the park or the beach. That's right. Even Walmart parking lot. That's it. Look, it used to be this Waffle House down the street from where I used to live. I used to literally go back. I used to go drive to Waffle House. I go and get me a coffee and go sit in the car and just watch people walk in and out, walk out of Waffle House, watch them eat, because I didn't want to be around people. I didn't want to go to a movie. It was dark, it was late, and I couldn't sleep. So I needed to still my mind because I had so much on my heart, so many things in my mind. I just needed to be in a space where nobody required anything from me, but I wanted to be around people. So I would do stuff like that, and I promise you, it helped. Get a foot rub. Yeah, it's okay to be selfish sometimes. It is okay to be selfish. It is definitely okay to be selfish. And that's a hard lesson to learn for a lot of people because we're so used to having to be this or that for everybody that we don't fully give to ourselves what we need to give to ourselves. And it only ends up hurting us in the long run. We get burnt out, we get tired, and we truly get lost in whatever sauce that we're in. All right, so I want to share a little bit of news to you or with you right now. And one thing I want to do real quick is in the chat. I just put the link in the chat for the Facebook group, Morning Motivation. I just dropped the link in the chat. So for anybody who is interested and want to be a part of the group, this is where you can go. This is where you can go. Hey Dre, hey Dre, I support you, bro. I support what you're saying, bro. That's all. I ain't laughing at you. I ain't laughing at you at all, man. But no, what wifey, she put this together over the weekend, and amongst the 12 other things she was trying to get done. So shout out to you, babe. Shout out to you for doing it. And so now we got a place that we can go, we can hang out, we can actually have some little in more in-depth conversations, just outside of the live stream. Because I don't like being a talking head every day, all day. Some days I'm like, I wanna vibe with y'all sometimes, but it's kind of hard to because of the where the platform is set up. And I'm not sure if anybody really wants to be on camera at 7 a.m. Some of you might be driving, some of you might be doing the work thing. So I think Facebook will be a good space for us to to get into. Maybe we'll do some lives here and there, or maybe we'll do some other stuff. Who knows? But I think we're in a good place now to where we can actually start doing some of the deeper work, checking in on one another, because the people you surround yourself with, that peer group, is probably the highest you're gonna go. So I believe in surrounding myself with really good people that hold you accountable. Bobby, you the real people. Oh yeah, Mo can post those screenshots. Oh yeah, bro, you got the email, bro. Hit me. Email me, because I'm not sure you called this show where I show all my unanswered messages on Facebook. And I'm not super big in social media, but right now I'm gonna have to be. So I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I just had some. I be moving so much, man, and that sometimes you get backed up, and it's just hard to go through all of them. But nah, you can email me though, bro. Anytime. Anytime. I try to get back to you in a decent in a decent time frame as well. So, but yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is the name of this show was Let the Funds Begin. Let the Fun Begin. Because we get ready to go into our really busy season, a holiday season. And the Facebook group is up. And I'm not sure if my off season is gonna allow me to do a 5 day a week. Not sure yet, because I got some things that's happening, some potential moves, things that's happening. We're going to be in between houses for a few minutes. So I wanted to get this group up so we can still be in contact with each other, at least mobile. But yeah, changes are happening. Good things are happening. Good things are happening. Good things are happening. Not just not just on my end. I mean, all of you are experiencing good things happening in your life. And that's what I want to be able to highlight more of and see more of. Uh, Let me tell y'all something. Blassican just said it's nothing like having your spouse pushing your vision. It is, it's priceless. Once you have somebody who trusts you, respects you, and appreciates who you are, that's in and of itself an amazing feeling. That in itself is an amazing feeling. But then on top of that, to have somebody with a skill set and a desire, a skill set and a desire to use their skill set for you, with you, because y'all are one. It's a space that I promise you, I didn't, I thought people made that up when I thought people made that up, but I'm learning now that there is somebody out there for everybody. And I think because of our culture, we typically don't always choose right because there's too much to choose from. There's too many options. There's too much this, too much that, and that's why I think like dating. I think dating is dumb because you guys out there as a guy anyway. You out there, you just spending money, and you never know who's serious with you until because everybody say the same thing. Or you go on dates and people can't talk or they don't talk, and it's like how many I can't keep spending money on and it's just like dating is kind of stupid. In the way we do it now. But that courting phase, getting to know each other phase, that's an old school term and an old school thing, I think. I think some people still do it. But like when me and B got together, it wasn't a whole lot of no baby tears ain't forming. Oh yeah, shout out to the podcast, bro. When you get it running, let me know. Like when I first met my wife, we didn't do like crazy expensive dates or we didn't do a bunch of stuff like that. I mean, we catch a movie here and there. We talked a lot on the phone. We got together in person. It was like little parks down past our house that we would go to. I mean, it's a lot of things, a lot of places we went that gave us the time to get to know each other. But because we worked together, well, not like for the same company, but we worked in the same space, so I often saw her out. And so we got a lot of chances to just get to know each other. And I got a chance to really see who she was. And I didn't have any idea that we would actually work as a couple, but I'm so glad we did. I am so glad we did. She has been a blessing to my life. She's not and this is the biggest thing. She's not in competition with me. She's not trying to one up me everything that I do. She's trying to assist in everything that I do. Even sometimes when I'm like, babe, I'm good. Like, no, babe, you need to do this. I'm like, babe, leave me alone. But sometimes she'll push me faster than I want to go because I'm still processing on how we need to do it. But she's already diagnosed. Well, if you do this, and you do that, and you do that, oh, it'll be fire over here. And I'm like, baby, I'm still right here. I hadn't quite got there yet. Okay. Because thing is, you can't want something for somebody worse than they or better than they want for them. And I've been saying that for years. And I finally found somebody who, my bad. And I finally found somebody who was on that same wave with me. And because she sees who I am, she wants to push me. And sometimes it goes a little, she put her hand in the middle of my back a little too much while I'm in the air. I'm like, oh, slow down, baby. Let me get on the ground before you start pushing me. Um, that's right, Monique. She is not in competition. She's a vision pusher. Yep. And that's the big thing because I've been in relationships where I'm in a relationship with this person and it's a one up. It's a one up thing. It's like I can't support her in the way that she want me to because I'm over here working doing what I'm doing. She can't support me in how I need to be supported because she's doing what she's doing. And either one of us would feel away if we stopped doing what we were doing. We both trying to build our own team instead of being a team. Nothing wrong, but we're just not a good match. We're not a good fit. My skill sets don't really help you. Your skill sets really don't help me. But in this situation, our skill sets complement each other. And that's actually how we met. She needed my skill set. I needed her paycheck. And then it went vice versa. She needed my skill set, right? Oh, I needed her skill set. She needed my paycheck, right? And that's kind of how it worked. And we just became friends through the years. And lo and behold, we ended up together. Didn't see it coming. But that's how life is sometimes. But it's right. She's not in competition with me. She's a vision pusher. That's right. She's a helpmate. She's a helpmate. For sure. For sure. Blackson said that's the key word, competition. I feel when people truly understand that you're not in competition, you can get further along. That's right. She's not afraid to help get you there. Nope, she's not at all. Bonnie and Clyde, all I need. It's me and my girlfriend. Yep. Oh man, bruh, we've been married a little bit over a year. We got married last September, bruh. We've been together for about 6 years though. We dated for like 5. Dated for 5, cause I mean, I knew she had the potential, but I'm like, is she the one though? Is she the one? I can't tell you. I can't tell you how many bags I done packed. She said, "Boy, you pack one more bag." I'm just like, all right, I'm okay. So I better stop packing bags then. But anyway, um, he said being in a relationship as one is like running a corporation. You have to have vision and someone that will help you see it through. You heard? Good timing. But yeah, that's it, man. Let's do these affirmations real quick, then we'll get ready to get up out of here. I know it's Monday, y'all got stuff to do. I got a little time, but I want to respect y'all's. Said I move like a turtle, huh? That's all right, because I'm more than enough. Oh, yeah. I am more than enough. Slow and steady wins the race. I am capable. I am able. I am strong. I am intentional. I am necessary for such a time as this. I am happy and excited to impact tens of thousands of families every year. To be a role model for my children. To be a highly sought out and paid speaker. I am happy and excited that I've turned my yearly income into my monthly income. I am more than enough. I am happy and excited that I'm able to travel the world, meet interesting people, do amazing things, to own multiple properties and homes, to leave a multi-million-dollar trust legacy, to be the #1 personal development coach in the world. I am more than enough. I am healthy. I am wealthy. And I am confident in my ability. Because I am more than enough. And there is no mystery. There is no secret. Because if I am more than enough, then so are you. Oh, totally worth it, baby. Thank you. I appreciate you, girl. I appreciate you. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are fast approaching to December. One of the best holidays in the entire world happens in the month of December. And for those who don't know, it's called my birthday, December 11th. That's my B-day. 2 weeks before Christmas, 3 weeks before New Year's. So it's like from the second to the third to the fourth week, there's always something happening. For me, anyway. All right, guys. So go ahead, join the group if you already have it. Morning Motivation on Facebook. We'll start posting in there. We'll start having commentary in there. We can get some of those Thanksgiving pics. That's right. I celebrate the entire month of December. This December is gonna be special as well. Maybe be bringing a new home into the fold. So I'm excited, man. Life is happening. Life is happening. And sometimes you've done so much, you put so much work in, and it don't seem like things are going to work out for you. But trust me, if you keep putting the work in, you keep sowing those seeds, you keep doing the work, you keep pulling the weeds out of that ground, putting fertilizer on it, oh, it's going to grow. It's going to happen for you. It has no choice. It has to happen. But you got to stay steady. Keep putting in the work. Keep reading. Keep growing. Keep becoming the best version of yourself. They say it's always darkest just before the dawn. And I can attest to it. There's been times when I was down on my last. I've been homeless, sleeping behind buildings. I mean, I've lived a lot of lives in my short time on this planet. And the one thing I can say was keep going. Things always turn around. They always turn around. And if you are intentional about your daily actions, what you do, what you're grateful for, there's no way you don't get what you set out to get. Sometimes you'll get more than you expected. Most times you'll get more than what you expected. But you got to be intentionally focused on it. So shout out to that chick, yo, who was first in the building. I'm gonna try to be early tomorrow, Toronto. I was late today, y'all. It was hard getting about that bed this morning. But shout out to you too. Also, D-Rob Training, my guy. Appreciate you so much, man. Always with the great brain teasing questions. I appreciate you. I really do. Monique, glad to have you back here with your insights. Appreciate that as well. Also, Health Talk. I'm not sure you was in the building or you just listening today, but man, I really appreciate you, guy. And definitely check back in with me on that party thing, man. Bobby Ed Boo, love you much. Love you long time. Black Skin, good to have you in the building today. Buenos dias. Buenos dias. Andre Till, my guy. Always a pleasure. My sis K, always a pleasure. Craig G, be safe on that road. Hey, today's Monday. Go ahead and do the best you can. Be amazing and have a great day no matter what. Shout out to Health Talk for that one. All right, y'all. I'm out. Y'all be blessed and see you tomorrow. Peace.